Welcome to the Breaking Burnout for Nurses podcast. I'm Bonnie Kitahata, your host, and I'm so happy to welcome Melanie Wolf here with me today. She is a nurse, an RN, BSN. She is also a nervous system regulation instructor, an inspirational speaker, a biology educator, and Bachelor in Business Administration in Marketing. She does a lot of everything besides being a world traveler, too. So, welcome, Melanie. So, today I'm going to have Melanie talk about this going from survival mode to regulation, how long COVID led her back to herself. So, welcome, Melanie. And we'll have you talk about your program that you have a little bit later. All right. Welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Bonnie. I'm really excited to be on your show. Thanks again for having me. Well, basically, my story began in 2022. At that point, I had been a nurse for about 18 years. I've been a nurse for, oh gosh, I guess it's going on 21 years now. And I was working as a utilization review nurse, which is basically from a computer screen from my home. So I was
Okay.
one of my lucky colleagues. I didn't have to do bedside care during COVID.
Oh, yeah.
But I did have some underlying immune issues. I kind of always thought I had some immune dysfunction because I just was a very hypervigilant person, type A, my entire existence. So when 2022 hit, I thought I had kind of dodged the bullet of COVID as far as getting COVID. And then I got COVID in 2022 and got very, very sick with this thing called mast cell activation syndrome. And it is kind of an insidious, like they don't call it autoimmune, but it really is immune dysfunction related to that. I didn't really know what I had initially, so I was very panicked, like having all these weird symptoms. Those of you out there who may have mast cell, the flushed face and the rash on your belly and all the weird, if you eat foods, you go into anaphylactic shock almost, certain types of food. You can't eat avocados or strawberries or
Oh, no.
so lots of limitations with your diet. But the biggest thing was just I was really hitting kind of a rock bottom place. And I was in a job that I didn't really love. It's really not me. I'm more of a people person. I like to be teaching and educating. And being in front of a computer screen, although I can do whatever I need to do, I was certainly proficient at it. But it was definitely a hyper urgency and hyper vigilant mode that I was in most of the time in these high productivity work environments that all the nurses on the planet are very familiar with. So I was, and at that point, I'd also worked for United Health Group, which was also a very high productivity work environment for the UR nurses, just super high caseloads. And so anyone out there who's in that world and that arena knows what I'm talking about as far as the pressure and the demands of the job. So in 2022, I got very, very sick, and then I didn't get well. It was like I had a high fever, and my immune system never did come back to the way I was before. My digestion, all the different parts of my nervous system and my body were just not working like they did prior to COVID. And so which is basically, I had this thing called long COVID because it persisted, and it is still to this day, I still deal with this disorder, but still here. I'm not like completely healed. It's always kind of there. But the big difference for me was about 2 years after I had it, I was just to the point of doing anything to get well. I had done multiple different treatments, spent a lot of money, thousands, trying to get myself in a better, more stable place, with the disease. And then I got really, really sick again after doing a procedure that failed. And I got very despondent and just not in a good place in my life. I'd lost a lot of money, thousands of dollars on a house that I sold, a tiny home that I sold. And so I was just not in a good place. And I was kind of suffering in my mind, kind of in that like victim mentality, like, you don't know how bad I've had it. You don't understand what I've been through. And I finally just kind of threw up my hands at that point. It was the only thing I knew to do, was just like, I don't know what else to do. I've done everything I can for this disorder that I have. And when I started to throw up my hands and just surrender and not bring resistance to the table anymore with my body, you know what happened? Something really miraculous happened. I started to feel better and physically feel better. Like the rash was going away. I kind of forgot I had an illness for a while because
Oh,
I really woke up a little bit to life. I had to kind of hit the bottom a little bit for me to wake up and say, wait a minute, there is a whole life for me to be lived out here. And do I choose to be in this victim state, or do I choose gratitude and to rise above my current circumstances of what's happening with my body? And just accept it, accept what's happening. And something really amazing happens in your body and the nervous system specifically is
interesting.
you become more regulated. The body feels safe again. It actually hears the messaging. I think we're okay here,
Hmm.
instead of not everything's okay here, which is what I was continually scanning the symptoms. What's going on with my body? Oh my God, that symptom's back. And as soon as I just allowed, accepted, and surrendered,
Oh,
it was like my body got the message that we are safe. And I just was like, you're not going to rule my life anymore. I'm going to do other things that I enjoy. I'm going to focus on more a different direction with my life. And then I was really humbled with such gratitude. And I remember just crying in the morning, just in gratitude that I was even alive, because I had really hit such rock bottom. I didn't really want to live for a period of time. And then I just realized after I kind of woke up to life again that, this illness did not define me. And it was very powerful for me. And I almost get emotional when I talk about it, because it was such a turning point for me in my life that, wow, you are alive. You have oxygen to breathe, and maybe your body's not working perfectly, and that's okay. And honestly, I started learning about the nervous system at that point. It's why I created the program that I came up with all the tools that I use to get myself in a better place with my illness, that I have, called Rooted and Regulated. But it's just my program. And so it came from this place of suffering, truly, in my own life, my own personal life. And I had to kind of suffer in my own mind. Really, it
yes.
was my own mind. I mean, I could be in a wheelchair. I mean, I had a wonderful friend who was a paraplegic and had the most positive outlook on life. And so, your legs don't work. I guess you could be pretty frustrated about that situation and walk around very angry and bitter. Or you can choose a different direction and have a different attitude around what's happening to you. But it's not easy, when you're in that suffering mode and you have all the symptoms. And I really get that. I really understand that. But it was just such a powerful thing for me and my life, for me to have to go through all of these hardships to get to a place of like complete surrender, where I can wake up and truly say, you know what? I don't care if I have symptoms when I'm 90. I'm going to live my very best life today, no matter what's happening with my body, my physicality. I'm okay. I'm okay. And you know what? I'm going to serve and help other people heal, because that's why I'm on this planet. That's what my passion is, and my purpose is to get people in a more regulated state, that they don't have to wait until they're healed to live a good quality of life and have a wonderful, beautiful existence. They can do it right in this very
Oh
moment in
my
time.
gosh, Melanie,
So,
I can see why you're an inspirational speaker. I
yeah.
can just I can just hear it right now.
Mm,
Okay, so
mm.
what is the name of your program that you have?
Yeah, it's called Rooted and Regulated, and it's a nervous system reset program. It's just a 1 month program. It's a group coaching type session, and it's Zoom sessions. And it's just a 1 month program, but each week we do like Zoom session with me for 90 minutes. And I just kind of go through different mindset changes, but
Mhm.
also regulatory tools that can help you in your life, like tapping and different things that tell the body at a deep physiological level, we are good here, we are safe. Because the body's either hearing we are safe or there's a threat. That's it. It's always going to try to protect you. So you're either in this hyper urgent mode, which so many nursing professionals are in this, we got to get it done. I remember we used to call ourselves the get her done nurses on the med surg units because we were the get her done. We got 5 patients on, we're going to get it done. And so, but the hyper vigilant, hyper urgent mode where we don't stop and pause and get our system to feel safe, when we keep pushing and pushing and pushing, that's when we get on this verge of burnout. And we get, guess what? We enter the arena of possibly chronic illness because our bodies aren't safe. And guess what? If they're not safe, they're in threat mode. And you certainly can't digest your food well when you're running from the tiger. So it's just, you have to really get to that place of letting the body know we are safe. And everything I do in the program is geared around deep, relaxed states. I designed some subconscious reprogramming meditations to help people to get in a deep state of relaxation so they can just really relax and tell the body. Because most of us right now, if I asked everybody out there who's listening, are your shoulders, just check your shoulders for a moment.
Yeah.
Are they like this?
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time we're guarded and we have no idea we're guarded, or we're on the edge, right? All the time. And so allowing our bodies to deeply relax twice a day with meditation in the morning, at night. And again, quick and dirty. I know there's so many very busy people out there, but taking that time in the morning to just really get your body to understand, oh, okay, everything's okay. And right before you go to sleep, and then throughout the day, just kind of check in, like, what do I feel right now? What do I need right now? And maybe slowing our pace with life is also important. Like when you're going to the post office, you don't need to run in there. Maybe get out of your car and sit for a moment, and then slowly walk into the post, and then maybe notice the bird in the sky, or like really be present. And then when you're more present with life, you have a better quality of life too. And if you notice people who really are really suffer with chronic illness, they really either have choices. They can either like, I'm going to be in the moment of life. It forces you to be like present with the moment of life, or I'm just going to sit around and complain all the time. And again, I get it. I understand. I was in that victim mentality for so many years of my life. And so I really get it. But we do have a choice to live a better quality of life. It's really up to us, moment by moment. And regulation doesn't happen overnight and we go from survival mode and we're regulated and we wake up one day and boom, I'm regulated. It's a day-to-day, moment by moment situation. Like you're triggered by some person you work with on the unit or whatever.
Yes.
And what do? Maybe go to the bathroom, take some deep breaths, recenter, reground, and then reconnect with the situation once you're in a better place. So there's lots of ways, and we can discuss in another segment I think I'm doing with Bonnie on better ways to regulate our systems on the unit, on an actual nursing. And it's funny in nursing, we have probably the largest bladders of anyone on the planet because we can't go to the bathroom because it really, and everybody's like, well, it's not life or death. Well, actually it can be life or death for nurses, but it's also, a lot of times we don't really know how to care for ourselves. We care for everyone around us.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
Except us. What about us? And honestly, when we regulate and we care for ourselves in such positive, good ways, we're going to show up in a better way for our patients, for our family members, for our friends. When we're not in this dysregulated, I'm yelling at inanimate objects and so it's really such a positive, amazing thing when you can just, I'm making better choices for myself today that are going to feel better. And I'm going to change things up. And so, but again, it's moment by moment. It's not and also approaching ourselves with curiosity and not judgment, right? We're so quick to judge, especially in the medical field, to judge ourselves, but also just looking at ourselves in a really honest way and just being curious about, I'm reacting again in this situation. What's going on here? What's really pushing my button right now? So examining, and we do a lot of that in my program as well, looking at some of the triggers and why we react the way we do. Where is it coming from? it's okay. It's not a bad thing to react. It's just looking at it like, I wonder where that's coming from. And so we do a lot of that, accepting what is in the program. We look at gratitude as a practice, and look at just a lot of the basic regulatory things that we need to be doing, like drinking enough water, things that are just so simple, getting enough rest at night, things
we
that
got to
really,
get back to the basics. Sometimes we have to remind ourselves. I mean, my favorite quote that you talked about today is that we have choices, and we forget that because we're so zoned into whatever our agony is, at that point. And so to remind us that we do have choices, we have choices not to be the victim, and that we can do something about it. So Melanie, I want to thank you for being on my show. And how will somebody get in touch with you if they want to find more about your program?
Yeah, so I have a website. It's regulatewithmelanie.com.
Perfect.
And regulatewithmelanie.com, you will find, if you want me to speak at an event that you have, like a nursing conference, I definitely participate in those. And maybe a lunch and learn or something like that for nurses. Certainly, I'm out here to get the word out, to help other people better regulate, to help them in the field, as well as patients, of course, too. And also, the site you just click on program, and of course it has the information specifically about Rooted and Regulated, the program. I also do Wim Hof, which is ice bathing. So I do workshops. Wim Hof workshops are also doing those. So yeah, definitely, you can check it out at regulatewithmelanie.com. And of course, I'm on Facebook and all of that as well. But if you type in regulatewithmelanie.com, and we also have on Facebook a Rooted and Regulated group that is specifically for people who are seeking help with that feel more overwhelmed, on the verge of burnout and dysregulated, and needing some help with that.
Oh, great. All right. Well, Melanie, thank you so much. We're going to do another few episodes more, right? So
Yes.
we'll be back with you. So everybody, I just wanted to remind you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's at Breaking Burnout 2033. So please subscribe, and please like and especially share with your nurse friends, because we gotta help our nurse friends out there. That's why we're doing this podcast, so we can get them all these ideas for how to deal with burnout, how to prevent burnout, how to survive burnout, and then how to, have everlasting life with no burnout. All right. So come back next Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, because we are breaking burnout here. Bye. Thank you, Melanie.
Thanks, Bonnie.